all these commands, remember, can use the same R for remove, to remove individual items from your selected set. And then if you remove one too many, oops, didn't want to remove that, type A for add, and you can add items in. And you can use a mix of selection tools. So we might want to select all these with a window, and then use C poly to select these ones, and then select that one, and then use a fence maybe for these. And it will depend on your drawing, what you've got in your drawing. Some CAD drawings can get very, very busy. You can have things all over the place, so these commands really do come in handy. Supposing we move something, we moved these three, and imagine it was a much more complicated selection set than this. We had random objects all over, we'd taken a while to select them all, remove them, and then we wanted to do another command on the same objects. We don't need to go and pick them all again, we can just select our A command again, whatever we want to do, and type P for previous, and that will reselect the last group of selected objects. So if you're doing multiple commands on the same objects, previous really does come in handy. Something else we can do, if we wanted to select everything in the drawing, you can just type in all, and that will select all. Okay, that can come in handy. The main reason I use that is sometimes you'll open a drawing and this might be the item you want to see, but somebody's inserted something using the wrong coordinates, and you might have a circle, a tiny, these things they usually are tiny, so you don't actually see them. And every time you zoom extents, you get something like this, and you think, well, what's going on? And your drawing is actually down here near the origin. But every time you zoom extents, this happens. And remember, zoom extents is double click on the wheel. That zooms all. That zooms everything in your drawing. And what's happening is you've got some object up here. You can see it here, this circle. Sometimes it could be a bit of text with a full stop, which is tiny, and you just don't see it. One thing you can do here, and this is where I usually use it, is erase all, return. Don't right click to complete the command yet. Zoom into the area you want, R for remove, do a window around your main drawing and select it. And then if you zoom extents, what we've done there is we've selected all, and it's picked automatically all these random objects all over the place. We haven't had to zoom around and find all these little full stops and bits of lines and bits of hatching. It's selected all, everything in the drawing. We've deselected what we want to keep and erase. So that is the main reason I use select all. But it does come in handy for other things as well. So they are our main selection tools that we use with the mouse to pick objects. But there are other selection options as well, and this is why I've made these different colours. Okay. One thing which is quite good in AutoCAD, they did take it out for a while. We took this command out for a while, and I think a lot of people complained because a lot of people use it. If you have a lot of objects that are the same, so in this case we have all these circles, and we just want the circles, you can select one, right click, and then here select similar, and that will automatically select objects that are similar to the one you've picked. So select similar, and it selects all the circles. And we can do the same with squares. That's a good command. I do use that a lot. A lot of people use that. It does have its limitations though. Supposing you only wanted the red circles, select similar. It's kind of basic. It just sees objects as objects. It doesn't go in depth as colours and things like that. but we do have other options. Okay, so we can select an object, and this is at red. This is this 205, 32, 39, which is our colour red. Right click, quick select, and we want to search the entire drawing. We're looking for an object type, a circle, and the property we want to match is the colour, and you can choose any of these. Different objects have different types of properties to match. For this tutorial we're looking for a circle with a colour equal to, again you can have different options, but in this case we want colour equals to, and it's this red here. Okay, this is what we've used. How to apply: include in a new selection set or exclude from a new selection set. So we want to include it. We're creating a new selection set. Okay, and there we go. So this has selected all the circles with a colour equal to this red. So the quick select can be used to go through drawing and select objects of a certain type. Select similar does a good job, but if you find select similar is picking too many items, then you can do it. You can also click on select similar, and then you say, oh okay, I only wanted the red circles. So then you can right click, go to quick select, apply to the selection, so you're applying it to your selection, and you want circles where the colour is not equal to red, exclude. Okay, and that will take them out. So if you've gone through and you've selected a load of items, and as you're selecting them someone says actually I don't want the blue circles anymore, you don't have to start again. You can just edit your selection set. Now another thing I want to talk about with the selections, and this will probably be the last thing on selections, is groups. So you may find yourself selecting the same items over and over again in a drawing. Again, drawings get much more complicated than this. This is just demonstration. So you find yourself selecting all these red circles over and over again. When you select them, you can right click, go down to group. Now you will see that by clicking on one it selects them all. It looks like a block. If you remember blocks, or you've worked with blocks before, you've done them in the basic course, this is what would happen when you selected a block. But a block is classed as one item. With what this is just a group is different. A group is just a selection set. It's just to help you pick them. And so if you keep editing them, changing colours, moving them, you're free to go around and do that. And when you've finished, right click, group, ungroup. There you go. And there you go. And what you can do if you wanted that to be a group, let's group those. Actually, I want to add that one as well. You can go add to group there, and now you've added. And similarly, you can remove from group. Maybe you want to take him out. Okay. And then you can carry on selecting that, doing things with it, and at some point, if you wish, which is always good practice when you've finished editing, is to ungroup. It might be certain items you want to keep in a group because someone else will be using them. It's up to you. But group is a good way of keeping these items together, so you don't need to reselect lots of different complicated items all the time. And as I said, all these things, when you look at them, they may take out a few seconds, they may speed things up by a few seconds, but when you've got a complicated drawing, you're doing things over and over again, you're working on it for days at a time, having these in place, knowing how to do these selections can really, it knocks hours off your work over the course of a week. So I really recommend you get to grips with the different selection tools, use this drawing, have a play with fences, crossing points, windows, all that kind of thing. And yeah, I'll see you in the next lesson.